Hey? That was better. Part 2.
I just remembered something else I watched.
Did you? Great. You can be a part of this conversation. Wow, because, yeah, dude, as I'm looking at this list, I really did watch a lot. You don't watch a lot of Star Trek, hey?
No, yeah, it's like been on this, like, I will get there one day and cue the crickets. Like,
excuse me. I think Star Trek's one of those things where it probably, if it didn't catch you as a boy or something and create that nostalgia, I think it's difficult to get in as an adult. Because I just go back on some of the episodes, whether it's original series and next gen, and I'm more of a next gen boy, when it grabbed me and started molding my childhood. And looking back at some of those episodes now as an adult, it's there's parts, certain things where I go, like, sure, a little bit cheesy, a little bit sitcom-y, no, not even sitcom-y, rom-com, soap opera-y kind of thing. Has potential to be. Doesn't cross it, but it's just a little, it's on that cusp, and you go, So there's definitely some episodes where I find myself going, oh God, it's this episode now. Skip, because no, once or twice in my life was enough. And then there are other ones that are there's a lot of intensity and mystique and intrigue that they've woven into the story where you're like, cool, okay, I'm there, I'm down for it kind of thing. And I watched the new Discovery season 3. I've never, right from the first episode, the first season, I don't know, something about Star Trek Discovery that it's hit and miss for me at times.
okay.
The first and foremost thing is the protagonist, the main character, Michael Bernam. I can't stand her. Yes, her name is Michael Bernam, and it's a female character. So that's the first, like, okay. Again, you sit and you think, okay, this is thousands of years into the future, so sure, women could carry men names and vice versa, and people could even carry alien names, and that should be okay. But sure, Michael on a female character is a tough one to get around. It almost says to me in my mind, it's like they had all these scripts written and they probably had a male in mind for the lead. And cynical me goes, oh, with everything that's happened in Hollywood over the last couple of years, someone somewhere went, oh no, we have to PCify this thing, so we need a black female to take the lead. Now, nothing against the role, the actress. She's actually, I can see she's a good actress. It's the character I don't like. It's that just doesn't sit with me. Most of Star Trek and Starfleet was all about procedures, and it's basically people on a ship. So you expect them to have an almost militaristic type of discipline, respect, honor, chain of command, all of that kind of stuff. And it's just like every fucking episode, there's something comes up and it's like, no, we actually need to go here because that's the more senior problem. And as soon as you even half mention that there's something else happening, okay, so fuck, the ship's gonna go there, Burnham's gonna go that way because she always fucking rebels, and then she's gonna come back, and then it happens every time. So like, she's been stripped of her rank, she's been downgraded, all this stuff, and every time tears, and she's all emotional about this, and how could this happen kind of thing. And I'm like, seriously? you knowingly defy direct fucking orders, then you fucking cry about it when you fucking stripped of your rank. Seriously? That's just getting a little bit
repetitive, I guess.
And it's tiresome. It's like, even in the next generation, when you had strong female characters there was even episodes like the one where Deanna Troi, she's the counselor on the ship, and there's an episode where things happen, Picard is lost somewhere, Riker's on another deck, the ship goes through some major crap, and it's like the reactor's about to blow unless they do certain things. If they take decision 1, there's a chance people will die if they are in the main engineering room. If there's no one in the main engineering room, fine, ship is saved. but they have no way of knowing if anyone's in the main engineering room. And Deanna has to sit there and make hard command decisions, and doesn't sit down on the chair and go and cry and have a whole pity party because she is the most senior person on the bridge and now has to make decisions. It's just, I get it. You want a strong female lead, then make her a strong female lead. Don't make her rebel and go off and then come back and then cry at the ramifications of her decisions.
Yeah.
No, that just... And what makes it even worse is they've built her whole story around the fact that she was raised and trained on Vulcans who have no emotions whatsoever. So it's like she was raised in an emotionless society. You'd think a little bit of that would rub off on her.
Yeah.
So when she makes these hardcore decisions, she wouldn't struggle with the emotion that comes with it. I'm even happy for a moment where it's a difficult thing. She's hard, she's cold, and then she goes to her room. And in her room,
I was actually about to say that, yeah.
She breaks down and she's completely shattered and she has to pick herself up and go, okay, back to duty.
Yeah, put the game face on, yeah.
Exactly. No, in front of fucking admirals and everything, sits there and just tears weeping. I'm like, for fuck's sakes. So I'm struggling with that. What I am enjoying is they've gone into the future, so they're dabbling with future tech and concepts and things, which I don't think is too bad. That is kind of keeping me watching a little bit and engaged, but it's certainly, I'm not enjoying it as much as the Picard show. Picard, and again, probably a lot of that is fueled on nostalgia of seeing Patrick Stewart again, and Jonathan Frakes as Will Riker, and Brent Spiner back as Data, and all of those. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of nostalgia. My favorite characters back on screen one last time. Maybe that's what's pushed that ahead for me. But on the same breath, there's also, they've announced that in season 2 of Discovery, they brought in Captain Pike, and he had a whole crew there and stuff. And I loved that season. The Pike and his whole way of captaining and everything. All the fans were going, give them a show. Like, that is Star Trek. And apparently they're in filming now for him and his whole crew. And his crew has a Spock on it and all of that. So I'm really excited for that because I think that has the potential to be Star Trek the way I enjoyed Star Trek. What they did really well in season 2 was every single Star Trek episode was about exploring space, something happens, or going to a planet and something happens. And the crew has to get past this dilemma or challenge or whatever it is and save the day or learn, whatever the case might be. And then everyone's hopefully better for it at the end. And in some cases, it's difficult decisions, like potentially wipe out a planet because they're all infected with some disease that could ruin the universe. Make that decision, Captain. Off you go.
Yeah. Or
is there potentially another route or something? And there's that kind of stuff that happened. And then they would get through it. And in the original stuff, it was generally, especially towards the end, it was just Kirk, like, but that was Shatner's ego and all of that stuff. And it was like, oh my god, like there's this hectic supercomputer that we need to somehow reprogram. You'd think the Vulcan, the smartest one out of us, who's practically a computer himself, let him reprogram. And it'd be Kirk going, no, Buck, stand back, I got this, and he would just like save the day kind of thing, you know. Whereas in the Next Generation, each episode or throughout the season, different characters would get their moments to shine based on skills, or would be put in situations where they have to confront fears, prejudices, whatever they had, and get past them and hopefully develop as characters. They did that very well in season 2 of Discovery, where I felt that the characters were developing nicely and people were coming into their own. Season 3, it's like an abortion. It's kind of like they've just lost that. And it always comes down to, like I said, it's almost like formulaic. Oh, this has come up. Oh, Burnham's going to go this way and the rest of the crew's going to go that way. And then she's going to be upset about it. So, yeah. Okay. That was my little rant.
Yeah, no, noted. Like,
Jesus. On a lighter note, on Netflix, Kevin Hart has done a new comedy special.
Okay.
And brand new, like because of all the restrictions and stuff like that, looks like they built, I don't know if he's had it originally or if they built a little mini comedy club in like the basement of his house. And he had, I dare say, 20 or so guests spread out at little tables and stuff. Looked like mostly couples and that. And he got up and he did like his latest stand-up routine for these people. So they're all sitting there with masks on, socially distancing. He doesn't have his mask on because he's on the stage and that, but very good. Very, very good. I mean,
let's definitely check it out. I mean, yeah, he's
incredible. I just, something about his humor and him, he's got a way of delivering things that's quite funny. He's aware of his size and all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, very cool.
To me, like, Kevin Hart, and then it's Dave Chappelle, I think. Yeah, they both, like...
Chappelle's a little bit darker at times.
No, but that's what I like about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, Kevin Hart, for me, I think everybody can enjoy something about Kevin Hart's comedy.
Fair
Chappelle...
enough.
There's a lot of Chappelle stuff where I could see like, wow, not everyone's going to take that well. And that's why I love Chappelle. He doesn't care. The one thing, and I was actually hinting to you if you've ever watched the early Chappelle show that he had. The Chappelle show, he would just do little skits and he'd play certain characters. Like he played Prince, and then other ones I told you he was doing. I want to say it was Method. It was one of these hype guys. I just forget the name of it, but he did it really well, and all the skits were done really well. He did this like meth character very well. This guy was hooked on meth. And that thing was just like blowing up, and Chappelle walked away from it. Not the network cancelled him. He stopped. He just said, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And they were like, you're contract bound. You don't care. And he walked away. And the way I understand it, he like literally like left Hollywood and went into like the hills, the mountains, and just fucking got away from the limelight for a couple years. And then he came back to Hollywood and he started doing stand-up in small little clubs just because he wanted to do that again.
Yeah.
And he came back and built up until eventually Netflix did a big special for him, like, he's back. But Chappelle's got that whole thing of like, and he says it straight, like, I came back because I wanted to do comedy. I did this comedy special, I need the fucking money. Just like plain and simple. But he's got that in his character where he can just go, fuck it, and walk away from everything. So I think it comes out in his comedy where he'll do or say something and he really doesn't care. If it all goes away, it's like, I've walked away from this before. I'll do it again. And that's really cool. Whereas Kevin Hart, it's more family friendly, it's more mass accessible, I think. But it's a really good comedy special. I think you'll enjoy it if you watch it.
Also check that out. It's funny you say this because, like, it's, obviously that's where the Netflix algorithm works against you. So, obviously it like suggests things. And what Kira and I both have an account, but whenever we log on and we're sitting and having dinner together, we just go into my account.
Right.
Whether she's watching something, I'm watching something, and like...
Jeez, your algorithms must be
yeah, it's like haywire, man. So, but that's why I don't see half of this stuff, because I think it's just so damn confused. But you laugh, but we had one of those moments that everyone has where you kind of like trolling through Netflix and you're like, there's just nothing to watch. I still want to watch that Queen's Gambit show. Kira is not into it. We watched the first episode and just didn't catch her, so I'm gonna have to watch that on my own. And I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. But
agreed.
But then we stumble on something because Kira actually wanted. You've mentioned this before. I don't know what the name for it is, but when something's amazing content when it's in the background and you're doing other stuff and you catch the odd line here and there.
Got you, yes.
So that's what she wanted. We just wanted to put something on short and whatever. And I was like, and we watched, I think there was a newest season of that Big Mouth thing or whatever with the hormone monsters and stuff. And we finished that. And then I was like, and you're going to be proud of me. I was like, and at first, Kira thought the first episode was total nonsense. But now we're watching and we're like into, I think, middle of season 2. We're watching Archer.
Yes!
And I'm loving it, man. It's phenomenal. Like
dialogue is so good.
Dude, I almost look at the thing and I'm like, this is who Warren aspires to be. Like,
do you not? I'm trying to do my Archer, but do you not?
Yeah, and it's just, it's great, dude. Like, everything about it is just so raw and so fucked up, but like so good. Like, yeah, I know it's cool.
Have you gotten to where he's like in love with Burt Reynolds and Burt Reynolds is his spirit animal?
No, not yet.
Haven't even done that yet. Oh my god, dude.
I'm sure we probably around the corner from. I'm trying to think. Where he's like he knows that little baby's not his, but he's like
Seamus, the wee baby Seamus.
And he's like giving it alcohol, and then he just got the tattoos, the matching tattoos. That's kind of where we at.
I love it. Because he used a fucking sweet rapper instead of a gun. That was brilliant.
Yeah, and there's two other random ladies that are like...
Did they do the blood test yet? To prove that it's his?
So when he goes and breaks in and then swaps it out, but it's still
Cyril's
like...
baby actually swaps the DNA. I love it. I'm so glad you're watching.
And then I don't know which way it's around, but we're at I think the last episode we watched is when he thinks he's got breast cancer. Well, and then he does, and then the doctor's like, "You do, then you don't. You do, then you don't."
Did he go on that tears of rampage?
Yeah.
I'm on a rampage, Lana. She just tags along for this rampage, scarf and everything. Love.
And I love how they like pale his face and he's like skinny and everything.
And he has to get help to walk around. He's carrying this fucking sort of shotgun thing. Tears of enrampagement.
Yeah, dude, it's sharp, man. It's very, very cool.
I'm glad you're watching Archer, dude. There are some stellar episodes that come still. Fuck, it's funny. Yeah, there's one, I think it's in season 2 or 3 where like he makes references to Burt Reynolds, but yeah, later on they go on this like thing where they have to go into the swamps of Florida, Okefenokee or whatever it is, and there's a Burt Reynolds movie called Gator, and that is like his ultimate thing.
Yeah, he's mentioned that, so okay, so I can see where it's...
Yeah. And they have to rent an airboat just like Reynolds had, and Archer's in his fucking element about this thing, dude. It's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. They even have Burt Reynolds in 1 or 2 of the episodes.
Okay. Yeah, because I was searching I was interested to see who does the voices.
Yeah.
And then I saw Burt Reynolds' name, and I was like, I don't remember that. So I was like, I've got to like sort of pay attention for
Burt
that.
comes. The thing that amazes me about that is if you look at everyone who does voices, their characters on screen are drawn very similar to them. Like the chick who does Pam's voice, blonde hair, slightly stocky girl. Lana, Aisha Tyler, who does her, so there's that connection there. The chick who does Carol, or whatever her name is, because it changes every 5 seconds. Even that actress looks very similar. The reddish hair, all
and
of that
even
stuff.
What's his name? Archer's mom. Has also got like she's like an oldish lady.
100%.
Suits
the only one who breaks the mold is H. John Benjamin, because he's bald with glasses and that, and Archer looks like Archer does.
Yeah.
But that his voice is just...
Even he's like the butler, whatever, I can't remember what his name is. But then also one of the most recent episodes we watched is when it shows him like with all the warplanes and all that stuff, and he's got those friends, and he like kicks him off the balcony, and
dude, some of those things there. Oh, fag? What? Fag? Oh, thank you. Oh, dude, it's excellent.
Yeah,
the puns, the play on words, just the general dialogue.
And that's the funny thing, because like I could tell Kira was like, as I said, watching his background noise, but like you said with the dialogue, like now we in that thing where we're watching it because we're into it, you know, and like, and every now and then, like, and because it's such fast dialogue, sometimes I'll miss something and Kira hoses herself, and I'm like, shit, what did I miss? And vice versa, you know.
Phrasing.
So,
Are we not doing phrasing anymore? Wait until you get to that too. Jesus, phrasing. I love that. What's that smell? Your own fingers. Archer, I'm so happy. That is going to be the thumbnail for this episode. Archer, I've decided.
Nice.
I'm glad you're watching that. I think we got some time. Two movies that I watched recently. One is called Ava, and one is called Anna.
Okay.
I think Anna came out first, and both of them are based on that femme fatale kind of thing where female sleeper agent spy was trained for all the right reasons and is an assassin and blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff, like kind of like La Femme Nikita kind of thing. If I'm honest, Anna, don't watch. Ava, do watch.
Okay.
Anna, I dare say I don't recognize the actor or the actress. It does have the one guy who trains her, who kind of finds her and is her handler. I forget his name now, but he was in one of the Fast and Furious movies. He was in Another movie where he plays like Zeus and stuff like that. If I show you his face, you'd recognize him straight away.
Okay.
He's actually quite cool, and I like him in movies. It also had Dame Helen Mirren as this like old Russian chick who trains all these spies and stuff like
Okay.
that. So it had potential, but it was just slow, weak, just didn't dig it. Ava has Jessica Chastain as the main character, and she's proper damaged and tortured in this. John Malkovich is her handler, and he's excellent in this dude. There's even like a fight scene where I was like, go Malkovich, fuck. And Colin Farrell,
Oh wow, that's
he's
interesting.
also in it as well. So dude, do yourself a favor. Ava was very good. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Okay. It's on Netflix.
No,
Or-
I had to download that, I think.
Okay.
It might be on Netflix or Showmax. It might be on one of them.
Okay.
Ava. I can't remember if I saw it there. But Anna, I think Anna I saw on Showmax.
Okay.
And that's where I thought, I've been dying to watch this. Let's see it. And I was just like, meh. So,
I'll
yeah.
take your word for it.
Yeah, I watched Ava first, and then I thought, okay, let's see this one. And it was just a pale.
Because I got to tone down this watch list because it's like piling up. So if you like don't watch this, I'm just not going to even bother.
You still have to watch The Old Guard with Charlize Theron. So.
I've watched like half of it, and then I don't know what happened. Like it was one of those days where like I don't know, I had something and I had time, so I was like started watching it.
Okay.
No. I've watched. I think I finished watching it. Yeah. No.
That doesn't seem very convincing.
I
seem more blown away by that movie than you are right now.
No, but I remember parts of it, but I just don't remember the ending for some reason.
The
But-
ending is they kind of get through it, and then there's a twist ending right at the end where she was in love with a certain character, and that character seemingly died. And then there's this twist at the end where that character didn't die, and she comes back.
So that's the whole plot where they talk about like some immortals do die at some point, and then they flash back to like all samurai days.
Yeah. So there was a whole thing there, and if you remember, that one guy betrays them, and then they kick him out of their group right at the end. There's a thing where he's living like a miserable life because he's been exiled by the others, and he comes home one day, and the the character that Charlize's character was in love with is there at his house, and he's like, oh, I thought you were dead and whatever. And there's going to be like a whole thing. Potentially the second one's going to be those two somehow trying to get revenge against Charlize's thing. And if you remember, somehow, for some reason, she was losing her immortality. So I seem to enjoy that movie much better than you do.
No.
Spoilers, by the way, for those. That's a bit late for spoilers.
No, it was a cool movie, man. It was a cool movie.
I thought it was a different twist to the normal Immortals.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. For some reason, you know what and I don't know why I was mixing it up, but because there's two movies I started watching and then didn't finish and then finished, is that one Ryan Reynolds movie where they all like dead.
Six Underground.
Yeah, and like so the agents were confusing. I know they're two totally different films, but it
Did
was
you finish
similar
the Ryan
times.
Reynolds
Yeah,
one?
I did.
I enjoyed that
Yeah,
one
it was
too,
cool,
dude.
man.
For just like no thinking action.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Dude,
it, man.
I was bummed out that dude in the beginning, that race car driver, like I don't like that actor generally, but
He was
he
awesome.
was like in that role and
Yeah.
the driving, dude. I was like, were they even allowed to do that in Italy? Like what?
It was brilliant, hey?
Yeah, no, it was, and
And
just
the thing for me, dude, is you sit there and you're going, how much of that, where's the CG? Because some of those cars flipping and exploding the way they were, you go, like you say, really? You got away with that in Italy? Or is that CG'd in? Like, is
Yeah,
that an
it's-
exploding car that you've animated into there? You can't tell these days anymore, man.
no, it's definitely getting there, man.
And you
but
know what? I love that soundtrack on Six
Yeah.
Underground.
it was cool.
Fucking wicked. I've even got it on my Spotify playlist.
Yeah, and I generally I don't like that whole parkour thing, but it worked in the film where that dude,
He was awesome,
Yeah.
man. Some of the stuff that he could do, I was
like, yeah, he's freaking skateboarding and everything. So
dude, there's some clips on YouTube that I watch where guys have got GoPros and they're parkouring. And I get like not nervous, but like I find myself like wanting to fall off my chair or get
yeah, because it's
vomity.
first person, dude.
Yes,
so
and you
it's
see
mental, yeah.
What these
they're
guys
seeing, yeah.
No, it freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, you almost get that drop in your tummy
Yes.
from roller coasters, yeah.
For them.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, it's sick. I could never do that shit, man.
yeah, no, me neither. Like that. I like sitting here talking rather.
We're way more productive here.
So, if you liked what Mark and I were talking about here, or just like our content in general.
Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more videos.
And yeah, do us a favor and find us on the social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram.
See you in the next video.